We'll start off with, in next session we'll be starting off with the ITIL Foundation. What are the things which are covered as a part of ITIL Foundation? There are certain basic expectation settings which needs to be done when you look at ITIL Foundation. Please keep in mind that ITIL Foundation is going to offer you what is it in the stores of ITIL for you. So we'll be rushing through multiple processes at one go. We need to understand that ITIL works in a coherent manner. So all the processes do work in what we technically known as, there are two types of communication channel. One is parallel and the other one is serial. ITIL does not go like a serial connection. It does not adopt to a toll gate approach. ITIL rather prefers to go by a parallel approach where all these processes will be working in a synchronized manner, which are documented as coherent manner. Okay. Cooperate and coexist at the same time is the fundamental of ITIL, and that's why they're called as the life cycle stages. They are entangled, they are related to each other, and they can improve each other, thereby improving the total deliverables of an IT services. So we'll be talking about 5 life cycle stages in ITIL, which is service strategy, service design, service transition, service operation, and the last one is CSI, continual service improvement. Please do remember, although we are discussing these processes in a serial manner, that is not necessary that we have to follow strategy first, then design, then transition, then operation. It is not like that. You can very well start with any of the life cycle stage and do the reverse engineering, or parallelly work with strategy, design, transition and operation at the same time. That is what is the essence of ITIL. At a foundation, we'll be discussing 4 processes of service strategy, which is demand management, finance management, service portfolio management, and business relationship management. So we'll touch base on what are these service strategy processes which we'll be talking about. Input for service strategy is considered as a value creation. That is where we'll be understanding what is utility, what is warranty, what are the parameters of utility, what are the parameters of warranty which will create value to the customer. It's something which will be the input of service strategy. How do we create a business case, and what are the contents of the business case which will become an output which will be transferred to service design as a life cycle stage. Service design will be discussing 8 different processes as a part of foundation, which are design coordination, service catalog management, service level management. Then we have supplier management, availability management, capacity management, IT service continuity management, and information security policy or information security management. 8 major processes of service design. Now we need to remember that service design believes in designing, believes in planning, and principally believes in the in a proverb which says that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So planning is the essential area. This is where we'll be creating a blueprints of our services which are going to go live. This is where the forecasting will be done. This is where all sorts of planning will be done in order to deliver the quality IT services. Service design will deliver something called as a SDP, which is service design package, which will go to the service transition. As the name suggests, transition, this is where the change will happen. This is where the things will translate from the blueprint level or a documentation or planning level into the reality. This is where the change management will come into the picture. 5 processes of service transition in ITIL Foundation: transition planning and support, change management, release and deployment management, service assets and configuration management, and knowledge management are the processes which we'll be looking into as a part of service transition. Service transition offers early life support. Some people call it as a warning, some people call it as a warranty period, some organizations call it as a babysitting period, some organizations call it as a pilot phase. All one thing, early life support, which is offered to the service operation, which is primarily doing their duties to maintain that BAU state, which is business as usual state, run the business state. Service operation again have these 5 processes which are either customer facing or customer focusing. However, this is a life cycle stage which will deliver that value to the customer, because these are the point of connect to the customer or your users. Service operation will have 5 processes, which is event management, incident management, problem management, request fulfillment, and access management. These are the 5 processes. Out of these 5, 3 are primarily handled by, most of the time, by the service desk. Your incident can be handled by service desk. Initiation of the problem ticket can be handled by service desk. Request fulfillment is another process which is handled by service desk. Service desk, it's something which will be defined as a part of functions in service operation. Service desk is defined as single point of contact for all IT related concerns. And that is where service operation will come into the picture. When it comes to the continual service improvement, continual is the word, it is not continuous. Continual service improvement, which believes in a steady state approach, which believes in step-by-step progressing, will come into the picture, which will be based on the basic principle of PDCA, which is plan, do, check, act, which is also known as Deming cycle. CSI is the one which will bring in the improvement, will cut through all the other life cycle stages, and will try and bring in that improvement into it. Next clipping will be going into the service strategy, and I'll give you an overview of what are those 4 processes, and we'll talk a little bit more about these processes of service strategy. Thank you.